All right, welcome back. The media dismissing the Florida election problems as nothing more than a right-wing conspiracy. Will Sommer of the Daily Beast tweeting Republican and internet conspiracy theorists are freaking out as new ballots threaten their Florida Senate win. CNN contributor Ana Navarro similarly tweeting in part, stop spreading conspiracy theories and let the process play out. But what does the evidence here actually show is the question this morning. Here to debate that, former advisor to Presidents Clinton and Obama, Susan Johnson Cook, and conservative political analyst and attorney Ken Chase. Guys, thanks so much for coming on this morning. Susan, we're going to start with you.
Thanks for having us.
A lot of people in the media have a lot of problems with the way that I guess this is being viewed by Republicans, these issues in Florida. But the courts so far have strongly agreed with Governor Scott in his lawsuits. What do you think?
Well, you know, what you see is that Governor Scott's, numbers are diminishing and it's narrowing his win. And what we're looking at in Florida is not just the senatorial race, but the gubernatorial race as well. Yeah. We've been here before in Florida. And so something is definitely wrong. And so because, Scott's numbers are narrowing and his win is narrowing, now the right is squeaking and yelling and having all kinds of lawsuits. I think that demands why we have another recount so that we come within the reality of the right margin.
Ken, yeah, you look at the governor race and or the Senate race with Governor Scott, 58,000 down to 13,000 at this point. That's extremely tight in a Florida that big, in a state that big.
Well, sure it is, and nobody expected anything otherwise. All votes need to be counted, and the votes need to be counted pursuant to the law. What the circuit court judge, the chief circuit court judge of Palm Beach County held is that there needs to be compliance with Florida statute 101.5614, and that is Florida's Election Reform Act. And that statute requires a very specific thing. For any ballot that's damaged or overcounted or undercounted, there must be a compliance with the procedure. And the procedure is that the county canvassing board, not the unilateral decision by the supervisor, needs to be the entity that determines the voters and the votes pursuant to those protocols.
Susan, what do you make of the Brenda Snipes situation in Broward County, one of the biggest counties there, 700,000 votes?
Yeah, I used to live in Broward County. Yeah. I mean, I don't know all the particulars, and that's why a recount is so important. He started out saying that nobody expected anything else, that it would be within 13,000 votes. I think people did expect something else, and I think that's why it's important to have the recount. I wasn't there in terms of what she did or did not do, but I think that a recount will show the accuracy of it, and I think we're going to be surprised with the results. I think it's swinging the other way, and it's going to be blue, and I think that's why everyone is upset. So
Susan, let me ask you this. If you flip this and all of a sudden they find all of these Republican ballots and the race gets tighter and tighter for a Democrat, would you expect the Democrats to behave in any other way?
Well, you know what? I don't know if we flipped it. I just know that we've been here before with Florida, and so there's a problem. There's a problem on both sides. It's not just senatorial, it's gubernatorial. And I think we're going to be surprised that it's going to go blue both ways, and so let's see what happens.
Yeah, Ken, do you think this is a scandal?
No, I don't think it's a scandal at this time. What is being shown is that there has not been protocol that's been filed. And in Broward, Governor Scott's campaign also filed a lawsuit, and relief was granted by the judge. The lawsuit that was filed in Broward was pursuant to the Florida Constitution, Article 19, which requires transparency. We haven't had the transparency. We have 2 counties out of 67 counties where there have been problems. And the problems have been with lack of transparency and lack of following protocol. Yeah. It is not a scandal at this time. The votes need to be counted. We need to see what the evidence shows.
Yeah, the courts do seem to agree with the Republicans that there's something wrong here. We'll see where this all goes, guys. We got to leave it right there. We appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, Susan.
Well, statewide, there's obviously a problem, but thank you for having us.
Yeah, I think we all agree with that. Susan, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.